Hello and welcome to Beyond the Blackboard. It is personal statement season at the moment, and whatever stage you're at with your drafting process, maybe you're nearly done, maybe you're just getting started, you may have realised it's not as easy as it sounds. 500 words of personal statement writing, making it outstanding. So your personal statement is popping off the page to your university tutors when they're deciding who they're going to give the places. It's a skill, it's an art form, and it takes a while to actually get a hold of. But I think one thing that makes it even more difficult is that there's firstly a lot of unclear advice out there, tips and tricks that you don't really know how to apply. There's quite frankly quite a lot of wrong advice out there as well. And maybe you've got your teachers saying one thing and your parents saying another, and then your aunt's mate saying another, and you've got all these different bits of advice. What is it that you actually do? It can get really confusing. So this is what this episode is meant to help. I got a personal statement expert, Ollie, who has a company he's co-founded, which literally is dedicated to what it is that makes personal statements outstanding and stand out. And Ollie has done a huge amount of research into what it is that makes a personal statement. So his advice isn't just based on general wisdom or thoughts, it's based on practical research that he's carried out, which is why I'm really excited to have him on the channel. And this video is going to be a little bit different in another way as well. What Ollie's going to do is take us through an activity showing us concrete examples of good and bad personal statements, and I want you to do the activity along with me, because I think that's the best way to really clarify what it is that you need to be doing. This video is going to be the first part in a 4-part mini-series on personal statements, where we're going to be breaking down all of the different paragraphs you need and how to make each paragraph exceptional, because that's what it should be. It should be exceptional. It should be selling what you can do on a bit of paper. As it says in the title, this week we're looking at how to make a killer intro paragraph, but then we're going to be looking at the topic paragraph, and then we're going to be looking at the extracurricular paragraph coming out soon. So if you want to stay up to date, please do hit that subscribe button, and also give this video a like and share with anyone it might be useful for. All right, mind set, ready for the activity? Let's go. I'll hand over to Ollie.
I'm Ollie. I am the co-founder of UniRise, and we have built an online course and all sorts of tools to help students get into their dream university. And we spent the last couple of years talking to admissions tutors and interviewing them to really understand exactly what it takes to write an outstanding personal statement. And as part of that work, we got over 300 personal statements reviewed by our team of admissions tutors, or our network of admissions tutors, like each one in significant detail about what's good, what's not good, what could be better. So we really got a good sense of what they're looking for. And a lot of studies, some studies are showing that what they're looking for is often quite different to what teachers are telling students. So I'd love to share just a couple of examples of the kinds of things that we are seeing students do all the time, like mistakes they're making, or things that often they're told to do but they shouldn't really be doing, based on these insights from admissions tutors. What we've got here is the introductory paragraph, the first paragraph of your 4,000 character personal statement. And I've got 3 examples here. Now, these are actual personal statements from actual students who've applied to university, and all of them, or they're kind of parts of them. And they've all been commented on rigorously by admissions tutors. So what I'd like to do is just read these 3 introductions for the next minute or two, and ask yourself the following question: which one is more likely to get you into your dream university, and which one is less likely to get you into university?
All right, so this way I want you to pause the video and work out of the examples that Ollie gave, which is the best one and which is the worst one, and have a little think about why. I'm also going to have the paragraphs Ollie talked about in the description below if you want to make it a bit clearer. Pause the video there, have a think. All right, so I hope you have an answer there. I know I have mine. Let's go back to Ollie and me to see what we think.
Okay, so I think I have my answer. I'd be interested to know.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What you think. So I didn't like go in depth and read every single one, but even just from scanning,
Sure.
To me it seems like example number 1, management, is the best one.
And what makes you say that?
What makes me say that is that they've got so it's anchored into what they have actually done. So they've said they've interned at EBR. specific about what that company was. 3,000 plus employees. They were clear about what their task was, and he goes into reading a book that he read of Jeff Bezos. So there's quite a lot of different hooks there that I would be interested in, and I feel like as a tutor. Am I right?
And just before I jump in, which one of the second two you think is most likely to decrease your chance in getting into university?
So I felt like number 3 was the least good, because it just, I even reading it, I was kind of losing attention, but it seems to just be a description of what they think the definition of economics is, and I haven't learned anything about what they do or who they are.
Excellent. Yeah, so you're on top marks so far. Yeah. It is true that the most successful statement, well done, is management. The least likely to increase your odds of getting into your university is economics, and law is somewhere in the middle. Interestingly, Ran, a lot of people actually think, when we ask them, think that the law one is better than the management one. Mm-hmm. And actually, a lot of teachers we've spoken to think that that's the case as well.
Really, right.
And in this study by the Sutton Trust, if I actually scroll down, we got this from this study. It got the exact start of that statement, and the teacher says that it shows clear enthusiasm for law, and it will increase the likelihood of being offered a place.
Right.
The admissions tutor says it's an empty opening statement with no examples cited to back it. The weak attempt to define law wastes space and provides no useful details about the applicant. It decreases the likelihood that you'd be offered a place.
Nightmare.
So that just kind of goes to show the range of beliefs between kind of most people and admissions tutors. Let's start with the third one. It's just a definition. They're just telling you the definition of economics and what different strands of economics exist. And there's nothing about the actual student. Anyone can copy and paste a definition from anywhere. So, and this is, kind of like the second example on steroids. But a lot of students feel like they need to prove to the admissions tutors that they know what the subject is. But that's not the purpose of the personal statement. The purpose is like, why should we have you at our university? And why would you be a good fit for our university and studying this course at our university? So the third one is just a definition, nothing personal or unique about the student. The second one, again, it's a very broad statement that sounds really good about law. How precedents are set and how they construct the nature of the world around us. Oh, that's like very fancy. But again, they don't really, it's the battle of upholding the morality whilst doing this. It's a bit like, it doesn't say anything about the student's journey and why they're interested in law. Again, it's definitions you could get from any book. Also, it's got a grammatical mistake, which is like really not ideal. Example 1 is really good for a couple of reasons. So firstly, it's personal and unique. No one else or very few other people would have interned at the EBR. So by starting there from an experience and then saying, and then because of that experience that I had, it made me reflect on this. So I read this book. And by reading this book, I learnt about this. And that's why I want to study management. That's an excellent link. It's specific. There's no the student didn't go into exactly what the EBR do and how everything works. They're very specific about what their reflection, what they did after that. So they linked it. It's a really good bridging example here. To better understand this, I read this book. And then from this book, I learned this. And then because of that, I thought, well, management's awesome. No one else could have written this apart from this student. So that's really, really compelling there. So the key things for the introduction is make it really specific, no description about random things that could be Googled like definitions, and try and make it as personal as possible. Some of the best personal statements that admissions tutors tell us about are ones where it's like, I wanted to become I started being passionate about engineering because when I was a kid, I made computers with my dad. And then I got interested in this, and that kind of thing is really beneficial as opposed to just big words and statements about definitions about things.
Yeah.
So even if you haven't done these internships, you can try and think about, so why am I actually interested in this? And then tell a story. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was really useful.
Great.
Alright guys, I hope this video was useful, this kind of new format. As I say, there's 3 more coming out that are very similar. And if you want to stay up to date with the weekly content I'm doing at Beyond the Blackboard, we talk about how to boost your grades at GCSE and A-level, how to get into the university of your dreams, and how to start crafting your future now through study tips, interviews, activities and more. So if that sounds up your street, please do hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you heard from Ollie, then I think you're gonna love his company UniRise and the course that they've made on how to write an amazing personal statement. Again, everything they talk about is research based. It's not just general wisdoms, they're not just making it up. So if that sounds interesting, I'm gonna put a link in the description below. And if you have any comments or questions, please do comment in the comment section below. I answer to every single one that comes in, and I can pass on any questions you have for Ollie to him as well. Alright, until next time, see you later.